The fitness industry has most people confused and frustrated. The elaborate morning routines, the hours-long workouts, and the super strict diets. Fitness on social media looks like you need to be a fitness influencer who doesn't have a real job and doesn't have kids to look after in order to be in good shape. This is exactly what the fitness industry needs you to believe in order to keep you watching, keep you following, keep you in the dark. Building an aesthetic physique is simple if you follow 5 basic rules. And a lot of these may surprise you, but I've developed these principles through working with real people in the real world for years to get them the best fitness results of their lives. Rule number 1, you're probably not hungry, you're probably dehydrated. And these are not hard and fast rules, they're more like guiding principles, but if you stick to them the majority of the time, you will be in better shape than most people. And this whole idea of you're probably not hungry, you're probably dehydrated is a cliche for a reason, because it's true. Most people are chronically dehydrated. You should be drinking about 120 fluid ounces of water per day. That's like 2 to 3 liters. It's about 3 liters of water per day. Most people are nowhere near this number. Another variation of this rule is you don't need to be hungry in order to eat a piece of fried chicken, but you do need to be hungry in order to eat an apple. So if you're feeling hungry, first drink some water, and if you're still feeling hungry, think to yourself, would I happily eat an apple right now? Because if you would happily eat an apple right now, then yes, you are legitimately hungry. You should prepare a meal and you should eat a full meal. But a lot of the time we're just dehydrated or possibly even just bored. A lot of people eat out of boredom. In the modern world where there's highly palatable, high calorie food all around you that's very accessible and relatively cheap, we have separated ourselves from our natural hunger signalings. Being hungry is a normal thing. And in fact, being hungry consistently is an expression of your body burning fat. It is a good thing. We should welcome a little bit of hunger in our lives. So yes, if you're legitimately hungry, cook a meal, enjoy it. But if you take a second, think about how you're really feeling, drink some water, be a little bit more mindful about the experience. You may not be that hungry, you may just be dehydrated. Rule number 2, workout quality is way more important than the amount of time you spend in the gym. So what is a quality workout? A quality workout is a workout where every set you do pushes the target muscle of the exercise close to muscular failure, whether that's your chest on a bench press or your quads on a squat. And I imagine that's something you've heard a million times before. So let me give you some practical suggestions of how I help my clients achieve this. I ask them to film the first set of their exercises. When clients start working with me, they start filming their training. They are shocked by how easy their workouts look on camera. They tell me that they are absolutely convinced that they're training hard and their workout was really tough, but if you watch the video back, it looks like they still have 5-6 reps in the tank. Honestly, the speed of the reps doesn't really slow down, which is a surefire sign that you aren't pushing close enough to failure to build muscle efficiently. Often you have so much more to give than you think you do. Something about knowing that you're being filmed, even if it's just for you to watch later, makes you lock in. The video simply doesn't lie. If the rep speed involuntarily slowed down, like it slowed down without you meaning it to slow down, like you were pushing as hard as you could, but you just couldn't get the weight back up, and there's visible straining on your face, and your form doesn't break down to the point where it's not the target muscle that's being pushed close to failure, then that is a well executed set. That is a high quality set. And if you can do this consistently, you can actually spend way less time in the gym. You can do fewer sets, but you do higher quality sets closer to failure, and the quality of your workouts will improve. You will create more bandwidth for recovery because you're just training less, and your overall physique development will become more efficient, it will become more sustainable, and you'll be building muscle really efficiently. It's super satisfying. And by the way, guys, before I get into rule 3 for success in fitness, if you want personalized help with your fitness, you want all of the guesswork taken out of it, that's exactly what I do in my one-to-one coaching program. This is what past clients have said about working with me. What would you, as a client of mine, say to somebody who's on the fence about working with me?
You actually are very good with injuries. Like, I've never come across anyone else who's good with injuries.
Jake is ready to help you get to the next level, no matter where you are in your journey.
I would highly recommend Jake. I can't speak any more highly of him.
It is the best training experience that I've ever had. It's incomparable to any other trainer that I've had. I'm being genuinely honest.
I'm over the moon, but I never knew I could get into the body that I am today.
You can apply to work with me in the first link of the description. Rule number 3, you should always be able to answer the question, what am I eating tomorrow? You should be eating similar meals every day. This is an absolute cheat code to getting lean. Go-to meals that you can whip up in 10 minutes that are high protein, that you know are supporting your fitness goals. Should you track your calories? Okay, so I think everyone should go through a season of tracking their macros, tracking their calories, just so they are confident that they understand macronutrients, they're confident that they understand calories and portion control and how to eat in the right ratio of macros for your goals. You should be able to look at any plate of food and reasonably estimate how many calories, and this skill only gets developed if you do go through a season of tracking your calories. So I am an advocate for tracking macros, tracking calories. I think this is a good skill. But more importantly than all of that, you don't, strictly speaking, need to track your food in order to get into great shape. It is just a very helpful life skill to learn. It's honestly something we should learn in school. We spend, on average, people spend 60 minutes. So they spend an hour each day eating food. And that's not to mention thinking about food and preparing food. Like, food is an incredibly time-consuming thing. It takes mental energy, it takes emotional energy. And I think a lot of the time people default to bad nutritional choices just because they're mentally exhausted by the end of the day. They just have no willpower. This is why most binges happen when you're exhausted and stressed at 11 at night and you're in the kitchen and you just sort of blindly eat whatever. Not to mention every single day of your life is inundated with food noise. The modern food environment is full of high-calorie, highly palatable, low fiber, and relatively inexpensive food. We eat like kings compared to people like 100 years ago. But as a result, probably everyone is a little bit more unhealthy and a little bit chubbier than they prefer. And the only solution to this ever-present challenge is to be crystal clear about what food you're going to eat the next day. Cook from scratch, cook in bulk, meal prep if that helps, and then eat these meals consistently. People who eat the same meals consistently are in great shape. I have yet to work with a client who cooks like 80% of their own meals from whole foods from scratch, who hasn't lost a serious amount of weight and built a serious amount of muscle. Rule number 4, fitness becomes fun when you have a system. I never expected to be a gym person. I cannot tell you how many times I've heard this line from clients. But maybe you do like the gym, you just struggle with consistency. Whatever the case, fitness actually becomes very rewarding. It becomes quite enjoyable. You can almost gamify the experience. It becomes quite fun when you have a system for your nutrition and training. Most of the work that I do inside my one-to-one coaching program is developing this bespoke solution for each client. Every client has kind of a different goal, different responsibilities, they're different ages, they have a different history of injury. Essentially, we develop a system that you can execute on a bad week, and they obviously can knock it out of the park on a good week. But the point is building a consistent routine that they can stick to, and this is how you ultimately get results over the course of kind of 6 to 12 months. The most common mistake I see with people is going too hard, too fast with their fitness. So they're tracking every calorie, they're getting their 8 hours of sleep, they're waking up at 5 a.m., they're in the gym 6 days a week, they're training for a half marathon, and they're really, really locked in because they're desperate for a change. But all of this is incredibly unsustainable, so they give up after 3 weeks. A good system is about doing solid work consistently, but not biting off more than you can chew. You start to see results, your strength goes up, you're building a little bit of muscle, you're getting a little bit leaner, your progress photos are looking better and better, your body composition is improving, your energy levels are improving, and you're really liking what you see in the mirror. And suddenly you start locking in. Locking in becomes easy, and not out of obligation, but because you're actually really enjoying it. And finally, guys, short and sweet, rule number 5, don't think in terms of days and weeks. Think in terms of months and years. If you simply focus on good nutrition and progressive training for 6 to 12 months without losing track of the end goal, it will be impossible after that period of months and possibly up to a year for you to not be a leaner, healthier, more muscular, better looking person. As I said, the single biggest mistake people make is biting off more than they can chew, and they're on this constant treadmill of yo-yo dieting and getting motivated and then falling off the wagon and then losing trust in themselves and then repeating this over and over and over again and never really quite living in the body that they want to be living in. If you expand your time horizon, stop worrying so much about the result and focus on the process of good nutrition and training. Don't get bored, commit for 6 to 12 months. You will make more progress in the best part of a year than you have in the previous 10 years. If you enjoyed the video, let me know in the comments what you found useful and what else you'd like me to cover. If you're new to my channel, my name is Jake. I'm a fitness and nutrition coach who works with real people in the real world to get them the best fitness results of their life. I make evidence-based fitness and nutrition content on YouTube every week, so please subscribe if that's something you'd be into. If you don't want to have to figure out your fitness all by yourself, the applications for my one-to-one coaching program are in the description. And check out this video next where I teach you to go from skinny fat to lean and jacked using a case study. This is my client Sean on the thumbnail. So yeah, I tell you absolutely everything you need to do to go from skinny fat to lean and jacked in that video. I'll see you there.